The warning came across the radio in a cold, sharp voice. Far out in contested waters, an Australian destroyer sliced through rough seas during a tense patrol mission alongside Allied forces. Radar systems scanned the horizon while sailors monitored growing military activity across the region. For weeks, tensions had been building. Warships, surveillance aircraft, and Coast Guard vessels from multiple nations had been operating dangerously close to one another. Then suddenly, everything escalated. A Chinese military vessel reportedly began maneuvering aggressively toward the destroyer, closing distance far faster than normal protocol would allow. Alarms sounded across the Australian ship as crews rushed to battle stations. What started as a tense encounter was rapidly becoming something far more dangerous. And according to analysts watching the situation unfold, one wrong move could have triggered an international crisis within minutes. Witnesses later described the scene as chaotic. Massive warships cut through heavy waves while helicopters circled overhead, tracking movements below. Radio communications intensified as commanders attempted to prevent the confrontation from spiraling out of control. But the pressure kept building. Reports suggested the Chinese vessel continued shadowing the Australian destroyer at extremely close range, raising fears of collision or accidental engagement. Military experts pointed out that encounters like this are among the most dangerous situations modern navies face. Even a small mistake between heavily armed warships can escalate incredibly fast. Then came the maneuver everyone started talking about. According to regional reports, the Australian destroyer responded with a sudden defensive repositioning maneuver designed to maintain safe operational distance while signaling it would not back down. The move reportedly surprised nearby observers and immediately changed the tone of the encounter. Because this wasn't a lightly armed patrol boat. Australian destroyers are among the most advanced warships operating in the Indo-Pacific region. Equipped with sophisticated radar systems, anti-air defenses, missiles, sonar arrays, and advanced electronic warfare capabilities, these ships are built to operate alongside some of the world's most powerful navies. And when tensions rise at sea, every radar lock, every course change, and every communication matters. Military analysts later explained that confrontations like this often become battles of pressure and perception rather than outright combat. Each side attempts to demonstrate strength without crossing the line into open conflict. But in crowded international waters filled with heavily armed vessels, that balancing act can become extremely dangerous, especially when multiple nations are watching. As news of the confrontation spread online, satellite trackers and defense observers began monitoring ship movements across the region in real time. Social media quickly filled with speculation that additional naval assets were moving closer to the area. Some reports even claimed surveillance aircraft were circling overhead for hours afterward. Then footage allegedly captured from nearby vessels began appearing online. Videos showed massive warships cutting across rough seas at close distance while warning sirens echoed through the air. In one clip, crew members could reportedly be seen standing at readiness positions as helicopters thundered overhead. The footage instantly exploded across the internet, fueling even more concern about how close the situation may have come to disaster. And that's because naval confrontations are uniquely dangerous. Unlike aircraft, ships cannot quickly change direction or rapidly disengage once tensions spike. Massive destroyers weighing thousands of tons require careful maneuvering, especially in contested waters where visibility, weather, and communication delays can create deadly misunderstandings. History is filled with incidents where aggressive naval encounters nearly triggered much larger conflicts. But what makes this situation especially important is where it happened. The Indo-Pacific has become one of the most strategically important regions on Earth. Vital trade routes, military alliances, and territorial disputes all intersect across these waters. Every encounter between major regional powers is now watched closely by governments around the world. And many experts believe confrontations like this are becoming increasingly common. Warships are operating closer together. Patrol missions are intensifying. Surveillance flights are increasing. Each side wants to demonstrate presence and influence without appearing weak. But the more crowded these waters become, the higher the risks grow. Then came another alarming development. Defense analysts began warning that electronic warfare systems may have been active during the confrontation. Modern warships use advanced radar jamming, targeting systems, and electronic countermeasures capable of disrupting sensors and communications. In a tense standoff, even temporary signal interference can create dangerous confusion. That possibility immediately raised concerns among military planners worldwide. Because once electronic systems become involved, situations can escalate unpredictably fast. Meanwhile, both sides reportedly continued operations in the region after the encounter ended. Additional patrols were observed while naval forces remained on heightened alert. Experts warned the confrontation could become part of a much larger strategic struggle unfolding across the Indo-Pacific. And beneath all the dramatic headlines lies a bigger reality. Modern naval warfare is no longer just about missiles and guns. It's about pressure, positioning, surveillance, cyber systems, alliances, and psychological dominance. The most dangerous battles may happen long before the first shot is ever fired. For the sailors aboard that Australian destroyer, though, the danger was immediate and very real. One wrong maneuver, one misunderstood signal, one moment of panic, and the entire region could have exploded into crisis. Because when powerful warships challenge one another in contested waters, the line between intimidation and catastrophe becomes dangerously thin. And this time, many believe China may have challenged the wrong destroyer.